solve it.
We solve it.
If we need help,
we
ask for it.
We ask for it.
Our thoughts, opinions, and feelings matter.
Our thoughts, opinions, and feelings matter.
What I do at home, and at school, are intertwined. I can learn. I will learn. I must learn. And failure is not an option. All right.
All right, so let's just say someone walked in and maybe our principal, Miss Goodwin, she's like, "What are you guys learning today?" Who could tell her what we're learning today? What are we going to be able to do today? Kayla.
Students will be able to think critically about a social issue, voting, and discussing their opinions using text and prior knowledge.
Yes, so pretty much that's what we're doing today. We're going to think critically about a social issue. That social issue is voting. And we're going to discuss our opinions back and forth. Socratic seminar, debate a little bit. So I don't agree with you, but I can say that, and I can be respectful when I say it. Or I agree with you, and we can rock out. So here's the agenda. We're going to view some videos, read a few articles, then here's where the conversation happens. The Socratic seminar, and then as we go in tomorrow, we'll write our essay, and then we'll share our essays. Real simple, pretty much what we've been doing all along. But today's the first part of the day. So let's see, what are some things that you can do when you turn 18? Somebody tell me something. What are some things you can do when you turn 18? Kate. You can get okay, you can get a license. Elena. You can what? You can vote. What else can you do when you turn 18?
Get a job.
Get a job. Yes. So right now in Jacksonville, there's the elections going on. So a lot of people, when you think of election, you think, okay, the only thing you can vote for is President Barack Obama, and that's it. Well, it's a lot more that happens before we get to Barack Obama. You vote for things like the mayor. You vote for our superintendent. Who knows the superintendent? What's his name?
Dr. Biddy?
Yes, Dr. Biddy. And you vote for like your police officers, your chief of police, and different things like that. But right now, what's going on here in Jacksonville is people are trying to vote and choose who our next mayor is going to be. Does anyone know our current mayor's name?
Alvin Brown.
Yes, Alvin Brown. So we're trying to see, okay, are we going to keep Alvin Brown or do we get a new Alvin Brown? I don't know. So, but we need people to vote in order to figure this out. So I have one of my cousins, she was like, you know, I need some advice. I talked to her back and forth, just talking. But she clearly does not respect my opinion. She was like, yeah, whatever. And she's still confused. So I was like, I got some people that can give you some good information. So let's see what she wants to ask you, and we're going to see if we can help her out. Can you hit the lights for me down there? Yes.
So I finally just turned 18, and I'm excited because I'm able to vote, but I'm not sure if I want to because I don't feel that my vote really counts. Like I don't think that it would matter. I don't know what to do.
Okay, so that's pretty simple. I think you all have enough knowledge, especially after we read, to decide if we can help. So pretty much all she wants to know, she's 18, and she's like, do I vote? Doesn't matter. Should I vote? Who cares? I don't know what to do. I'm 18. It's going to be her first time voting. So we're going to see if we can give her some advice. So the main question we're trying to ask is, does my vote make a difference? Does it make a difference? We'll go back and forth on that a little bit. You probably have something. I want you to take a quick second in your brain right now. Don't discuss it with anyone. And decide, yes or no, do you think voting makes a difference? In your head, don't say anything because we're going to talk about it a little later. Hopefully, you have something by now. All right. So now we're going to we're going to start getting to the meat so we can actually have something to bring to the table when we tell her whether or not her vote makes a difference. So we're going to watch a video, like we said in our agenda. Then we're going to review the articles, and then we're going to have that discussion. So here's one more video. Dominic, I need you one more time. And how many of you have heard of Selma? Selma, anybody know, just have a clue of what Selma is about?
African Americans trying to vote.
Exactly. So this is in case you don't have an idea what Selma is, and it'll give us a little context on voting. We're gonna watch this video. It's quick, it's only 3 minutes, but it gives you a little context even before you start reading the articles about voting.
2 years ago, starting from a small church in Selma, Alabama, a group of 600 men, women, and young people set off on a journey that, with its terrible and violent eruption on Bloody Sunday, has not.
It was perfect time because right now, as I said, we're debating on this vote with who's going to be our new mayor. So just kind of pushing people to decide whether you want to vote or not vote. So you all have some articles on your desk. You have different articles based on your groups. So everyone's not going to have the same article. But in your group, you will have the same articles. But as we read the articles, we always want to do what? We always want to do what? Yes, you want to annotate. So what are we trying to do? What question are we trying to answer? Because that's how we're going to annotate. And I want you to tell me what codes are we going to use to annotate this text.
It said does voting make a difference?
Okay, so does voting make a difference? So what are some of the codes that we should use? You tell me. So we're going to circle box, underline the prompt. Yes. So we're circle box, underline the prompt, and then as we're going through the article, what are we doing? Agree and disagree. So I heard agree, disagree, and I heard no and yes. Tell me. So we have no, we have yes, we have agree, and we have disagree. Which codes are we going to use?
Agree, disagree.
Agree, disagree, and so we are not going to write the whole word there. So what letters are we going to use?
A and D.
A and D, like normal. Okay, we'll use A and D, and in using A and D, you're going to go through. We're going to go through the text, and we're going to mark. Okay, so what information would make us agree that you should vote, or disagree that you should not vote? So you're going to go through the article and decide what is what. What is the information telling you? Which side is it pushing you to? So you're all in your groups already, and we're going to give you 30 minutes to go through 2 articles, because just like when we were preparing for the writing test, the 2 articles, you synthesize and see what information can you pull to make your strong arguments. So you're going to go through both articles in the 30 minutes. You can discuss it with your partner, see if you all can find some good information and bring to the debate, and ultimately write to persuade my cousin if her vote really makes a difference or not. Ready? All right. So get started. 30 minutes now.
Okay, so I disagree that the votes don't matter, because even though it's only 1 out of millions of votes, your vote still count, because if your vote didn't count, then Obama wouldn't be what he is today.
Okay, it says candidates themselves can only accept a limited amount of money from any one person. I guess how it
It says, one example would be those who are in prison or have been in prison for a serious crime cannot vote. So I disagree with that. People in prison, they have their feelings too. They might want to vote for their equal rights. If like say if somebody don't want peace, well, some people don't feel that, so they vote. So I think everybody should.
So who started? Right, why?
It's their fault.
they would have voted, they would have counted. Like, it would have, like, made what they wanted to do. They wouldn't have to compromise.
Right. So if that question was asked, why are whites controlling the city? What would you say? In the city of Ferguson. Why would you say?
Because white people don't vote for like maybe a black person or the mayor or the I think that
people just go
white people voted for the right person.
they have all the money. So we back in the days, you start getting president. It's right. Black person gets white person. And y'all don't believe the white person
So if I would want, if I'm the only one vote, I get what I want. I'm going to pick the people that are going to do what I want. So you don't vote? Oh well, I get what I want. You don't.
Like the real
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want some things to change, you don't see a path. What is one thing that you know you can do to help change? So vote for the people who you think they're going to get the job. So let's start looking at these graphs and see if we can find out anything else that we want to bring to the conversation. So let's look at this one that's talking about the food.
We have to make sure that we have to work for the right president. I know it's hard for some people because
y'all have
most presidents, they might claim to do something, but then they never do it. You know, but it's good when somebody votes because when somebody votes, their opinion could change. It could be that one person that could change the whole world. If people want better cafeteria food, they want people to raise lower prices, they want people to
Stop tax.
stop lower the tax rate. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that people can do if they just pick that right president. That president, they're going up there, they're giving their speeches, everybody's talking. And they're like, man, what should I vote? And I'm 18, I don't know what to do. Man, just forget about it. My opinion don't count anyway. It's 1 out of 10. No, that opinion could change the whole entire world. Lots of people could really respect you for making that one vote. That one vote can really change. Like people, like cafeteria food. I'm gonna agree. I don't like cafeteria food. It's like so stale and nasty and just I don't like it. I burn it.
Michael Brown shooting by a police officer. Only 3 out of 53 police officers and 1 out of 6 council members are African Americans. In the nearly 70% black city, the distorted makeup of the city council and police force have led many to ask, why does Ferguson city government do not reflect the city presence?
They pick on whoever they want to speak first, or speak the next. And if they have their hand raised first, or if you see anybody who hasn't went or is not participating, you can pick on them and make them engage even more.
Okay, so are we ready?
Okay. Okay, can y'all go to the second essay, article, paragraph 4.
So Michael, everyone doesn't have your essay. So your group has your essay. So you might just have to tell them about your essay and give them some
Okay,
information.
it say, take Ferguson, Missouri, where there is continued unrest in the wake of Michael Brown shooting by a police officer. Only 3 out of 53 police officers and 1 out of 6 council members are African American and nearly 70% black city. So it is basically saying that only 3 out of 53 police officers are black and the rest of them are white, and it's saying that 1 out of 6 city leaders are black. So, it's a majority of black people, it's 70% of black people in Ferguson. So I think that people should vote because if they want more black officers in their city, they should vote, which will give them more black police officers.
Well, that is pretty crazy because you have 70% of people. It's like it's a black city, right? And not mistaken, it clearly said here, only 3 out of 53 police officers are black. And I just don't understand that. Because if you have a 70% of black city, and only 3 of them are police officers, I just don't get it.
Alright, so I want to refer on something about people being 18, start 18 and voting. My cousin, Laquana, she just had turned 18 and she wants to know if she wants to vote or not. So she was having this big debate with our family. We were telling her how important her opinion counted. At that time, we were voting for Obama, and when Obama was trying to run for president. So we were trying to persuade her that, okay, this is what Obama said in his speech. We took different things that Obama said, like Obamacare, how he would help other people with their insurance, just in case they needed help in hospitals if they didn't have insurance. So we could refer back on that, and we were like, well, these are some of the important things that we gathered up. So we just sat down at the table and we started talking to her about how important it was. And even though if he didn't win, it's still, you can still bring out that maturity, which Michael had referred in our group earlier, how it brings out the maturity in you, and how even though that person did not win or that person could not win, you still show respect to your like, how am I trying to say this? Can somebody help me out? To your community. Okay.
I agree with you. It says in my text, voters who are 18 to 24, for example, typically are less likely to vote in elections, while older voters age 60 and up turn up at the polls more often. That is because 18 and 24-year-olds, they think that their vote doesn't count, and some of them they don't really like Social Security and Medicare doesn't really apply to them. And it says things like Social Security and Medicare matter more to older people. That's why 18 through 24-year-olds don't vote more often. And then,
in our article, it says some people aren't interested because they think their vote won't matter. Your vote will matter, even though you think it won't, because your vote isn't going to just affect the person. It's going to count on like, when your vote is one out of millions of people, so it's not just going to count on the president. You got to wait to millions of people. So basically what I'm trying to say is your vote is not only vote that the president got to do. It's a whole bunch of people who try to vote for him. So even though you don't win, like what Darryl said, your vote still matters. So just
so you're basically saying every vote makes one vote can make a difference.
I like to agree with Elaine because actually I was watching the news and I was talking to my father about do he vote, and he said do you vote, and I was like, why is it so important to vote? And he said that if you don't stand in what you believe in, you will follow. Oh, okay.
Well, I like to agree on what Kaden said, and I'd like to add something on that. I understand, like, when you turn 18, you just entering, like, the world, like, you've grown, you start to do things grown people do, and you get very happy. And that's when you start not to understand, you were voting, and because you think, like Elena said, you think because you just one out of a million, your vote won't count, but it will, because if everybody voting, and it's like a tie, like Marcus said in group, and it's like a tie, and you still didn't vote, and you were still choosing to vote, and that's when your one vote
will change everything because your person that you vote for will probably win. Let's tell
I agree with what Kaden said. If you like 18 or older, you still do have the right to vote. It doesn't, and like people in the text it says, on user list, it says a person does not need to register. A few citizens cannot vote. One example would be those who are in prison or have been in prison for a serious crime. I feel like they do still have the right to vote. I feel like they do still have the right to vote because everybody's opinion matters. It doesn't matter about just like if you're not in prison, that doesn't mean nothing. You still have the right to vote. Amaya.
On the question in the back, number 7, it says, does voting make a difference? And I said, I think voting should make a difference because you don't want to vote for somebody who is just going to end up like causing problems.
Another president might say they're not going to do it, so I think they can vote for the president that's going to help them out.
I got a question. How can they vote like if they in prison?
It says they should.
Young people, even though they feel like their vote doesn't matter, they vote do matter, and it kind of it kind of helps them because it says, if I'm not mistaken, it says there are no limitless amount of money they can spend. They are talking about the PACs, so that means that the PACs can buy posters and stuff for the governor or the president that you want. So it also help people gain, help people gain their confidence and for who they want to vote. Yeah, definitely.
I have something to add on to what Dia just said. Like, just because that president is in prison, it doesn't really mean nothing. Like, maybe the reason why they should vote is because they don't want the president doesn't want that problem leading up to how they ended up in jail. Chad.
I agree with what Caleb said. But people are too lazy to get out of their house to go vote because they think that their vote won't matter, and it can tie up with presidents or mayors, and that one person's vote could break the tie, and the mayor can win or the president can win. Kaden.
You know what? I agree with what Maya and Deasia and Destiny were saying. They were saying, like, just because someone's in prison, they can't vote. I feel like if they get out of prison anytime soon, they should have the right to vote because everyone's vote should count. Okay.
In my text, it says, why does it matter who gets elected? It matters it matters who get elected because you don't want nobody who's going to get elected and then start trouble in the country and then have too many wars and the country just be messed up and stuff and everybody just go crazy. And they also might cut food stamps, social security, and stuff that y'all need, like healthcare and taxes and stuff. It's not going to go out right because you're not going to have it no more. So therefore, you can't get help by the government or by the president with none of those things. Okay.
I really agree with you because I know what she's saying. She is saying that you don't want to, people are
not voting because they don't feel like their vote counts. And if you vote on a person, you get persuaded by someone and you vote on the wrong person. And what if that person like brings back slavery or something, or either like drops taxes or puts segregation back up? And yeah, so you want to vote. You really need to vote because your vote can count.
Well, I like to tag on to that. It's like saying that let's say back in the day they was voting, and everybody was believing all of the white people. So it was a black man started to vote and a white person started to vote, and the white person said that he was going stop slavery. He was going have white people stop with people. Everybody can ride the bus. Black can sit in the front seat, and that's when the black man says he was gonna stop slavery and allow white and blacks to join hands and go to the same school and sit on the same bus. But everybody believed the white instead of the black. But when everybody voted for him, the white person, he actually did not tell the truth. He was just saying that so he could be president. So when he got as president, he didn't tell the truth. That's when the black man was actually telling the truth. And that's when nobody had believed the black person, but he was actually telling the truth while the white person wasn't.
I have a question. What are some things that lead people to not vote? African Americans didn't vote because of the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, and they were bombing people's houses and doing different things. Like, they were just messing with people. And then the whites, with the segregation, they didn't want people to vote, and so they would go and eat them up and stuff.
And I forgot about well, people also don't vote because they think that it'll say because one person would tell the truth and one person wouldn't. And you believe in the person that you think is telling the truth, but he's really not. And like it was somebody that said they don't cut EBT cards or thing. Who said that? Well, whoever said that. Well, everybody knew that since he was going to do that, people cannot survive throughout the year. Yeah, people can't. Yeah, like they said, people can't survive throughout the year without